Once a giant, always a giant. For me, it's only a giant.
What's going on YouTube? D546. Today we got Darius Alexander. I haven't done a video on him yet. He's been struggling. He's been coming along pretty slowly. So I won't say he's struggling, but people were wondering why he wasn't more disruptive in the preseason and why we didn't see highlights of him then and why he wasn't like tearing apart the third and fourth string and second string offensive linemen. And then we hear from Andre Patterson and we hear that he's developing and he's going to be a good player, but he's got to develop. And we're starting to see the man develop. Now, Nacho got hurt, I think, 2 or 3 weeks ago now? He's back now, but as you see, Darius Alexander's on the field. But Nacho went out a couple weeks ago and it forced us to have to play Darius Alexander. And the last 2 or 3 weeks, every week he shows up more and more. And we were excited when we took this guy. We wanted him to be disruptive, and he's starting to be disruptive. And this player that he's going against is not a complete scrub. Trevor Penning is a starting caliber offensive guard in the NFL. He also went against this undrafted free agent who had some struggles. He had a lot of struggles, but against Penning, did a really great job. And this isn't Penning. This is Penning right here. So let's start off here. Engage is here, and this is one of the reps that is probably like one of the lesser reps here. Patterson, one thing that he's really good at is getting his defensive linemen to use their hands. And what I want to see, look at Darius Alexander's arms right there. I want to see that arm go right into Trevor Penning's chest. Like, I want to see violence right off the bat. Doing this thing where you're just trying to run past and you just kind of like shoulder check him in the chest, I don't like as much. But you see the hand fighting here. Just watch where the red is here as he tries to get the hand off of him. And he does. Great right there. Great rep right there. And then he's going to dip under and bend the corner. And of course, he's late right here after you see, I think this is Kayvon, blow up this double team on this stunt and come through right there. I think that's actually Abdul Carter. Look at the violence right there. Look at Abdul Carter, man. This isn't an Abdul Carter video. Maybe I should make one. But look at Abdul Carter blowing this up right here. But on top of that, back to Darius Alexander on the left side, right beside Brian Burns. Does a great job. I don't like the initial contact, but does a great job getting the arm off of him and bending the corner. Now, of course, he doesn't have some crazy bend. He's not, that type of an athlete at defensive tackle, but he is an athlete. All right, so here's where I start to see the Darius Alexander that we saw in college at ODU, where he just starts to kind of manhandle people, long arm people, bench press guys, and be disruptive. So Rattler, I think, is going to start to take off here. This looks like a quarterback draw. You got Kamara as a lead blocker, and he's no Scatterbull as a lead blocker. Look at 91. He's already bench pressed. And again, guys, this is an undrafted rookie. So he got whooped all day long. And it shows how quickly the Saints got the ball out because everybody who lined over 68 got whooped. I mean, everybody who lined up over 68 whooped him. So you're just going to see him make that initial contact. 68 has hands inside. His positioning isn't too bad, but he's probably a little bit too high. But look at Darius Alexander's hands are underneath, right underneath those, kind of underneath the armpits there, and just bench press the guy. Oh my gosh. You rarely see offensive linemen just get worked like this, of just getting just thrown off like this. And he's going to take on 41, and Kamara wanted nothing to do with him. I don't know what Kamara is looking for. I don't know who he's looking to block, but he made a business decision and just ran right by him. He's like, I'm going to chip. Darius Alexander just makes a miss and just brings down Rattler for a loss. And it's hilarious that Kamara tries to chip him right here, and he just goes right by him. All right, so on this next play, he's working against Penning again. Again, the better of the two guards. One is an undrafted free agent. One is a starting caliber player on a pretty decent offensive line when everyone's healthy. So you're just going to see him come off the ball here. And I'll just kind of talk through it. I'll let it play first. You kind of see Burns bend the corner. You see him, 91, Alexander bend the corner a little bit. But really what you're seeing here is the initial power is there, right? He's blowing Penning back, and Penning is a powerful offensive lineman. He's a powerful guy. But he gets in his chest and he allows him to anchor. Watch right here as Penning is going to anchor right here. Gets rest immediately and then is able to set his feet and anchor and kind of direct him around the quarterback. Because right here, Rattler has all the time in the world or all the space in the world to step up and throw it from where he is now, or just run. And that's because he sent him around the corner. What I want to see Darius Alexander do, and I know some people are saying, just let the video play. Listen, folks, NFL Plus, go ahead and get it. You can watch all of it without any pauses. I promise you. Just go watch it without any pauses. Watch the games without any pauses. But right now, we're actually breaking down the tape. So back to it. 91. What I want to see right here is after he makes this contact, after he anchors in here, the way he worked, the way he got hands off of him that first time and worked the hands and got Penning's arms off of him. You gotta get your hands off. Gotta get the hands off. And like I said, this is going to be a perfect example of what I want to see more consistently. Andre Patterson is a godsend, and I'm going to be sick because this guy's probably going to be going to another team after Brian Dable gets fired and everybody ends up going. So, 91, going to come off the ball, and we're going to see the work that Andre Patterson does, which is these guys' hand usage. These guys' hand usage is so good. Take a look at it. He's gonna get Penning's arm off of him. Just get the arm off of me and get a quarterback hit. Take a look here how he's strategic. Penning wins with that initial punch, and he gets that hand underneath and just says, "Okay, you get first contact. I got long arms too. I'm gonna get underneath your arm, take you off balance, get that arm off of me, get underneath, and that's how you just get a dominant rep right there." And then right here, sometimes it's just not giving up on the rep. So just take a look here. He's going to get under Penning. He's just going to keep on rushing, and he gets, I don't know if they count that as a quarterback hit, but he pushes somebody into the quarterback, which is pretty good. So that's just pure power right there, getting underneath Penning, just keeping the legs moving, keep the arms extended, and you got a guy pretty much jacked up, and he's going where you want him to go. All right, same situation right here. Darius Alexander, he is going to get doubled this play. And I just want to start to see some better hand usage against the double, some violent hand usage. He gets doubled here, which is hilarious. I think this is okay. He's starting to get some respect. So Roy Robertson Harris gets the one-on-one. Carter gets chipped. Carter gets chipped and then goes one-on-one. And the guy they decide to double after he's been giving Penning some issues and the other guard a little bit of issues is they start to double Darius Alexander. Now, of course, it's just where the center saw to help. But I just want to see a little bit more power there. And again, he's not going to anchor down and push two guys. He's not Dexter Lawrence. But I want to see some more violent hand usage right here because he just kind of gets stood up right there. The rep is just kind of over. So again, take a look here how his just momentum just stops. He tries to kind of turn these guys into a sled. What I want to start seeing is I think he has that athleticism. I want to start seeing things like spin moves, or even if it's just crossing Penning's face. If it's just kind of disengaging, getting the hands off of you, getting back underneath this arm, crossing the face, going after the quarterback, because he can do it. I think he does have that in him, and he's going to have to start beating double teams. Depending on what happens with the rest of the line, he's usually not going to be double teamed, but in these situations, the player that he looks like that he could be, he may get some double teams. So, there's always things to work on, but I'm starting to see a lot of great things out of him. All right, so as always, we try to stop it as some sort of a highlight play. I think Darius Alexander, like I said, is getting better every single week. I'm thinking this guy might end the year with 3 or 4 sacks, which would be pretty good. Of course, he's not going to ever be, I don't think he'll ever be a Dexter Lawrence type of presence. And that doesn't even mean he can't be a Pro Bowler in the future, because he's showing some nice things on tape. So he could possibly be that kind of guy. But nonetheless, I don't think he'll ever be an all-pro kind of defensive tackle. But I do think he can be a nice pass rushing, run stopping, all around defensive tackle with some nice quick twitch to him, with also some really freakishly long arms. And if he's playing, look at what we got beside him. If he's playing beside Brian Burns and he's playing with Abdul Carter, who's getting a double team treatment, and he's playing beside these guys, he's going to have a lot of opportunity to wreck games, and it's only going to make the rest of the team better. So I just really want to see this guy continue to get better. Dex get healthier and healthier and get back to being the Dex that we've seen. And of course, all the edge guys that we have coming after the quarterback, I really think, forget about this year. It is what it is. But going forward, whenever we become a good team, hopefully next year or the year after, when we can, get some order with this team. But whenever we step up and we're in situations where we're playing big games, I think this unit can be incredible. So you all let me know what you think of Darius Alexander. Like I said, I think he's getting better and better. He's not there yet, of course. We're only 5 games in, but he went from not playing to playing and not doing anything to now he's really making his presence known.